How do you cope with losing someone who meant the world to you? Well, in this video, you will learn 4 key points on how you can cope with losing a loved one.
The faces of grief. If you have just suffered from a major loss, first off, I'm truly sorry.
If you would like prayer, please comment your current situation down in the comment section below and we will all pray for you, because that is what we are all here for. We are a family in Christ.
We are supposed to strengthen and care for one another. So, you're on an emotional roller coaster right now and you just do not know how to cope with your grief. You may be heartbroken because you truly loved that other person. Grief is not an easy thing. Sometimes it causes people to struggle with their faith because they wonder why God would let something like this happen to them. This is a natural response sometimes, because as humans we tend to want to blame everything that goes wrong in the world on God. However, Jeremiah 29:11 tells us differently. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you a hope and a future. In reality, I think that we all know in our hearts that it is not God's fault.
God's not trying to ruin your life by taking away someone that you care deeply about. Sometimes it's just that person's time to go.
God's plans always have the best possible outcome, whether we can see it or not.
We cannot always see it because we only focus on what's happening right now. However, God knows the end game, and that is why we should trust in His perfect plan.
How to cry. One of the first steps to overcoming the loss of a loved one is to let out all of your emotions.
It is not healthy to hold everything in just because you want everybody to think that you're okay.
Trust me, I know, because I was that person. 4 years ago, I lost my grandpa. It was a very emotional time for my family and I, but it was the first time that I had ever lost somebody that close to me, and it destroyed me. Instead of going to God and asking Him to help me through my loss, I took out all of my pain on everyone around me, including the people that I loved.
In saying all that, and from experience, I can tell you that the best thing that you can do
is to lay it all out on the line as soon as possible and give it to God and cry it all out. God is our comforter. We know this because of Revelation 21:4. He will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away.
The way that I found some truth to this Bible verse is from a 10-year-old kid who came to my Bible class and spoke words that cut deeper than a two-edged sword.
He told all of us guys in the class that men think that by not crying and holding in all of their feelings and emotions that they are being strong for everyone else around them.
He boldly stated that this is not the case. He said that a real man is able to cry and let out all of his emotions.
Now this is coming from a 10-year-old kid, and there's a lot of truth to this bold statement. Men and women alike both try to hold in their feelings because they do not want to look weak to everyone else around them. They don't want anybody to feel sorry for them.
However, if we could actually just cry and let out all of our emotions, it would free us from the baggage of our own grief.
How to move on. It can be difficult to move on because you just want that lost loved one or friend back in your life.
There's nothing wrong with that. We are not robots that can just do a complete 180 every time something goes wrong.
We have to endure and deal with the pain. It may feel overwhelming at first to push through your hurt.
However, if you do not push through it, then it can consume you. Unresolved grief is unhealthy to a person both physically and mentally.
Now, I'm not saying you have to completely forget about the person that you lost. You should cherish the time and the memories that you had with them. All I'm saying is that you have to come to terms with the fact that they are not going to be physically in your life anymore. We also need to remember that God will always be there for us. We know this because of Psalms 34:18. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. God is there for you when you are sad and upset. You just need to seek after His heart, and He will provide you with the peace that you need to overcome your grief of losing someone.
Even if you feel like you cannot move on because that person meant everything to you, God will make a way.
Find the good. We should trust that God is always true to His word. Look for any realizations or unexpected benefits that you can see that come out of your loss. This will provide some hope and peace through your grief. Realize that God is making you stronger. We know this because of James 1:2-4. Consider it pure joy, my brothers and sisters, whenever you face trials of many kinds, because you know that the testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete, not lacking anything.
Try to find some positivity out of your bad situation, because in the long run, it will make you a stronger person.
Do not fall into the temptation of blaming God and everyone else around you for your loss.
Instead, understand that you can only become stronger from it, and in time, God will help you overcome your grief.